Welcome to the grease trap, you fucking piece of crap. Deedly do.
You are a fat twat.
So I don't know if this will have changed by the time that this episode comes out, but
Everyone's dead.
no. As of now, like Joe Biden has not been seen in like a week.
He's dead.
I mean, I understand why he's not doing events and shit, but do you feel like that he should be on top of this coronavirus shit? Like, have his team set him up like a little broadcasting thing so he can give some talks on this,
Right?
Talk
And
policy.
they're literally making like weird excuses, like, "Well, we're trying to do that, but like the ceilings in his house are low, so it's hard to get lights in there." It's like, what?
Excuse me?
Huh? Yeah, they literally said he's got low ceilings, so that's why he can't do shit from his house. Because,
dude, maybe he has it and they're trying to hide it.
People are starting to speculate. Literally,
no matter who, guys.
No
matter who.
He hasn't been seen in a week. Now, of course, when this comes out, it's going to be probably a few days from this. It's going to be like another week. Maybe have been seen by then, or maybe we'll have some answer as to why he hasn't been seen. But as of the recording of this, he hasn't been seen in a fucking week. And, it started off as kind of like people joking, like, "Where's Joe?" But now it's gotten to the point of like, seriously, where the fuck is Joe? What's going on here? What are you hiding?
I mean, it's weird because this coronavirus shit is it's a gift to his campaign. It was so mismanaged by Trump. He should be out there just fucking harping on it constantly.
Right, and he's not.
Making these stupid little videos and
he
talking policy.
Nothing inspires, hope in a candidate or confidence in a candidate like them not being present during a crisis.
I just read a thing on Mother Jones that's like, "Don't worry about Joe Biden being MIA for the last week." I'm like, no, I'm a little worried about it, honestly.
Dude, how about Mother Jones doesn't tell me what to worry about and not worry about? How about that?
I don't know. I guess you can listen to him if you want. I'm kind of like, I guess I'm not really so much worried as just at this point curious. Like, it seems like a really odd time to just up and vanish from the public eye.
Because there's nothing to gain. I mean, they've already rigged it. Bernie's already not going to get the nomination. So Biden just is going to sit back and go, well, doesn't matter. Because, look, they did that with Biden to begin with. Biden did the least, probably of anyone running, did the least number of campaign events, spent the least amount of time talking, and somehow still got the nomination. And like, they know.
I'll let the media campaign for me.
Yeah, put Joe Biden in front of a microphone is dangerous. It's like, okay, we don't want him to fucking have a goof and be like, the COVID is like a flu. They don't want him to have some like Reagan-esque moment where he's all like, it's no big deal. They're probably just hiding him away in a hidey hole where it's like, okay, Joe, we'll trot you out next week to make some fucking statement. Whereas Bernie Sanders doing like reviving the FDR fireside chat. I mean, we all know Bernie's not going to get anyways. I mean, everyone's now just called for Bernie to drop out. He said he's not going to, but I mean, the result's going to be the same.
I heard there was three options that his campaign was currently considering, which was either one, continue the campaign but more as like a symbolic thing; two, do a hyper aggressive campaign and actually try to fucking see if you can pull off some last minute victory; or three, just end the campaign and fucking endorse Joe Biden.
I don't know why number two wouldn't be the only choice.
Right. I don't even understand. Yeah, that was people. It was started trending on Twitter like, number two, Bernie. Come on. What do you mean? This is the only. I mean, like, honestly, like, you're the fucking candidate whose main issues are healthcare and the economy. What's first and foremost on the minds of everybody right now? Like,
right.
This could be your fucking shot to actually fucking move this needle, because your shit is now looking way less radical than it ever fucking has before, because we live in such a radical fucking crazy time all of a sudden.
And and everyone else in that entire field that they pretty much trot up on the stage as choice has pretty much just fallen in line behind Joe Biden, with the exception of Bernie. I mean, even Tulsi, which might be like, Tulsi. Oh, he's not quality. I mean, Tulsi literally was like, what was it like? At some point in her campaign, it's like Joe Biden. She talked all this shit on Joe Biden, and then it's like, no, I'm endorsing him. It's like, what? What changed? They're like, did Joe Biden have some fucking renaissance where it's like he goes on stage?
That's a Joe Bidenism right there.
Yeah. He goes up on fucking stage and makes the most rousing speech you could ever fucking imagine.
Wow.
Like, wow, you know what? Joe Biden still got it. It's like, no, nothing's changed at all. If anything, he's gotten worse. I don't get it. I mean, time is not kind to people that have these issues.
I'm on canoes over here. Oh, it's taking a long time to pop up certain things. I don't know why.
This website.
I've been going here.
What? The National Spelling Bee canceled because of coronavirus. Now it's gone too far.
Damn it.
Now I'm scared.
Yeah.
Rodeo friend arrested in murder of teen cowgirl Brittany Ujlecki. Yeah.
That's okay. That's crazy.
How Harvey Weinstein spent his first birthday in prison.
Dude, Harvey Weinstein should just swallow a bullet, dude. And I'm not saying like that like he should be like executed. I'm just saying like, dude, come on. You're gonna spend the rest of your life in fucking prison.
Dude, do you think Weinstein is living like the dudes in Goodfellas in prison, where he's got his own little compound and he's cooking steaks and shit?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
he's really rich. I mean,
certainly,
like him.
Certainly, money is helpful in those.
I'm sure he's not in the
situations.
general population.
No.
Let's see.
I mean, he's already older anyway, so I mean, he's gonna be segregated for sure. I mean, he's already infirmed, and I think that's a big reason they played him up being so infirm too.
Yeah,
probably just the fact that it's like, hey, he knows he'll get better treatment in prison.
He's probably just going to wait. I mean, honestly, what's probably going to happen in my prediction is he's probably going to wait, 2 or 3 years to when this Me Too shit is not as big a deal as it is now, and just be like, I'm too sick, I got to go home, and find some sympathetic judge somewhere that'll do it for him. But I don't know. I thought that was what Cosby was going to try for too, but it doesn't seem like it's worked for him.
But Bill Cosby fought for a long time. I mean, like
Yeah.
he didn't he appealed like endlessly. Like he didn't like Weinstein. I mean, obviously it might appeal, but I mean, Bill Cosby fought it for like 4 or 5 years. Like, and he was like, okay, I'm not going to go to jail now because we're going to appeal to this circuit court. We're going to appeal here. We're going to appeal here. And like, Bill Cosby might have appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. I don't know how far his appeals went, but I know he fought it as. I mean, he sold off Bill Cosby owned a bunch of property he had to sell because his legal fees were so massive. Like he spent like probably in the neighborhood of like $50 million on lawyers' fees. Like he spent an insane amount of money.
Yeah, you just raped too many people, Bill.
Yeah, Bill. I mean, Bill, if you had kept it to an appropriate, 10 or something, you would have maybe not been convicted.
Can we just talk about the fact too that it's impressive that, not only was he a world-class comedian, but he was one of the best rapists of all time.
I'm not going to say it's impressive that he did that.
It is impressive, though. I mean, like, take the moral dimension out of it is kind of impressive. Just on a sheer really, logistical fucking accomplishment level.
Maybe if you'd been like an UGG or something and did it by force, then maybe you could say, oh, okay. But I mean, like,
I guess he did kind of rape on easy mode. That's true.
he just roofied people. I mean, like, that's an entirely different thing. That's like, have a drink with me. I'm famous. Oh, now you fell asleep.
I wonder what this Army employee's insensitive post about coronavirus outbreak was.
I can't believe they fired someone in the Army. Like it takes forever to fire people in that kind of position.
Blah blah blah. On post.
Oh, a social media manager. That's why.
Part of a series of questions and answers on the virus was up to the Army's official social media account for several hours before being deleted. Under the posted question, "Why did a man eat a bat?" Army officials wrote, "It wasn't because he was thirsty," with a picture of a man shrugging.
What's the problem here? How's that offensive and racist?
I don't know. The comment appears to reference rumors that coronavirus originated from someone eating a bat in China, an assertion that scientists have not confirmed, but the idea has provided fodder for culturally insensitive jokes. I don't even get the joke. It wasn't because he was thirsty.
The people saying that it's racist to say, I mean, like, look, obviously people in China didn't necessarily want to spread COVID-19. They didn't want a new disease to arise, but they had the perfect conditions for them to arise.
Yeah, there's wet markets and shit. Pretty ridiculous.
I mean,
I don't get how that's racist.
I don't even get the joke.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, because a lot of people are getting offended because like people are blaming the Chinese for this. So obviously there's people who are Asian who are getting butthurt and saying, "Oh, well, everyone's being lumped in," and that's even true. Obviously, if you just look Asian or appear to be Asian, some people have been blamed for spreading the disease. I mean. Obviously, there's some truth to that, but it's also the fact that you can't just blame every person from a certain ethnicity or.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I can. I think it's kind of weird that we're arguing about this when there's so many more pressing concerns.
Yeah, I don't really care about it personally because to me, it's like there's a disease spreading. People that are butthurt about if this is woke or not, or if it's culturally sensitive. Like, yeah, maybe. Another big point I've heard people bitching about is like Trump calling the China coronavirus.
The main problem I have with the people who are doing this like fuck China shit right now is it's just like, the people who are concerned about that in either direction are kind of like, what are you even doing? Like, can't we have this argument like after this shit blows over? Like, whose fault was that? It seems kind of weird to argue about who has the blame when we haven't even solved the fucking problem yet.
I mean, look, they did it with, COVID-19. They know it shares about 70% of its like genome with, or shares that virus components with the SARS virus, which was found in bats in China.
Right.
I mean, so
well, we did your little coronavirus episode before it even got that big, where you were kind of talking about the inevitability of the pandemic. You told us these coronaviruses, these bats are rife with them. We know they eat bats in China. We don't know that it started that way. That's a pretty good, it's a pretty good fucking, harebrained theory, right? I mean, bats have coronavirus. Coronavirus is spreading. It came from a country where people literally fucking put bats in their goddamn soup.
It probably wasn't them eating the bats. It was probably the bats giving the disease to another animal, giving it to the animal, giving it to a human. Like people said chivets.
What the hell's a chivet?
Like they're like
weasels.
Yeah, they're like weasels.
Okay. So this is an interesting story I heard about earlier today. This is a 39-year-old New Orleans woman tested for coronavirus. She died before getting her result.
Right.
And she was only 39. So, like, this is another example of a story where it's like, you don't have to be old or something to die of this shit.
Well, I mean, in New York, a lot of the people being hospitalized are between like 20 and 39.
Oh, yeah.
Like 40% of people being hospitalized. So it's like, it's just like, it's called like, it's the same reason that a lot of people that are younger don't have health insurance. I mean, obviously it should be universal, but it's people that believe, or they don't even seek medical care. They're like, oh, well, I'm young, I'll be fine.
Right.
Not necessarily. I mean, that's like, that's a basically fallacious reasoning. Like, because I'm young, I won't die. Look at all these other pandemics. The reason that fucking 1918 Spanish flu was such a big deal was because it disproportionately affected younger people. Like, obviously, children were susceptible to it too, and older people as well. But, those vulnerable population groups, they're always vulnerable to disease. It's when you get the middle of the pack, because people always go, oh, okay, in the herd, if you're in the middle, you'll be all right, which is basically, youth, from your youth to middle age. That's the less time you're least likely to die from these diseases. But now we're seeing that happen. I mean, maybe people aren't dying from COVID-19. A lot of people are still getting sick from it. So you have a lot of these people out there spreading misinformation of like, well, if I get coronavirus, it won't really matter anyways. I'm going to be fine.
They don't even know if that chick died of corona, though.
They don't. Like they know she went and got tested. It's just kind of like she died before the test results even came back, and it was like days and days later. And there's just been like a crazy shortage of these tests. I mean, presumably her test will come back at some point, and we'll know did she have coronavirus or not.
It did say in the article that she did have coronavirus, but we just don't know if she died from coronavirus.
No, it said that the test results had still not come back.
No, it said that they came back, but after she died. I'll go show you the article.
I don't believe so. Let me see.
She died before getting the results.
Her test results have still not come back.
The New Orleans, it has not released a cause of death.
Not the cause of death. Okay, I'm gonna go fact check you, TJ. I think you're actually wrong about it.
I'm showing you the article right here. It's right there on the fucking screen.
Why would it report that she had coronavirus then?
It didn't. It said she got tested for it and died before the test results came back. They didn't say that she died of corona.
I'll just go look myself.
Okay. Well, it's right here. I don't know.
All right. Well,
TJ, you falsified this news story.
It's right on the fucking screen. I don't know what to tell you. I guess this is from yesterday. Maybe there's been an update since then, but it's from NOLA.com here. Times Picayune. Let me see. What was her name? That might help you out.
Natasha Ott.
Natasha Ott. OTT.
Well, I don't know. I'm reading the article. What's even the point of the story then?
That's why I brought it up.
Okay, because I was confused.
We don't even know that she had corona. This is just like one of those scare stories. It's like, Some chick died that got a test for coronavirus because she was having lung problems, but there's no indication that she actually had coronavirus. She could have had cancer. She could have had any number of fucking things.
She probably had coronavirus.
Could have had a fucking stroke.
It's pretty fucking crazy if she had a stroke at 39.
Not as crazy as you think.
She goes there experiencing all the symptoms of coronavirus, gets tested for coronavirus, but the test doesn't come. I mean, I'd be fucking shocked if this test didn't come back positive, but maybe we'll see.
I don't know, dude. There's such an, and I'm not saying people shouldn't be concerned, but there's such an aura of fear appended to everything in the fucking news now that, you know, like somebody that they can't even confirm had coronavirus croaked, and that I'm supposed to get scared of that. It's like, let me be scared of the people that actually died of the fucking disease.
Oh,
like quit fishing.
I mean, I think what this story is meant to do is highlight just how fucking ridiculously unavailable these tests are and how slow they are at this point.
Yeah, I have a different perspective on it. I think that story is meant to keep people constantly jibber jabbering about fucking coronavirus. Dude, there's kids in my apartment complex, and they play like in the hallway and on the stairs and shit outside of my fucking apartment. And I heard them yesterday. They're like fucking 8-year-olds. And they're all like, coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. They're like, it literally, everybody's doing nothing but talk about this shit, speculate about this shit.
What else can you do? There's literally nothing else going on in the world. I mean, like, everything else is shut down. There's no fucking, there's no restaurants. There's no
news site even said that Best Buy was limiting its stuff to like curbside pickup. It's like,
right.
Nope. The demand is so high for like home equipment. I mean, we just happened to luck out and have these boards and shit. I mean, Paul, you already had your board, and then me and TJ had these, what are they, Procasters? Yeah, the
Roadcaster Pros.
Yeah, the Rode makes all their names sound exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, because our microphones are are Rode Procasters, and then our board is a Rode Roadcaster.
Yes.
It's very redundant, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Well, the reason I was saying about that story, though, because that didn't make any sense to me. It's like, she got tested. I'm like, okay, so she got the results. So that's why I thought you must be making a fucking mistake. But then I actually read the article. I was like, what? No,
she's still waiting. We're still waiting for the results of this dead bitch.
I mean, she probably did die from it, but
I don't even know. Would those results even be made public if they did come in?
I mean, sure.
Because isn't that like private medical records or some shit at that point?
I mean, the CDC would probably confirm that she had it. But
during a pandemic, I think that there would be some kind of loosening of that.
Yeah, because I guess it's like, you know, it's like vital for the public interest.
Well, you know what's crazy too is a lot of people that are treating for coronavirus, like when they actually, they definitely have it, and they're going to ICU, and they're the worst case scenario people. Even when they turned up these machines up to 90s ventilators up to 90% of where it's just like the oxygen, the machine's pretty much essentially just pumping air into your lungs and breathing for you. People are like, the fluid in their lungs is building up so much that it's like, it's crazy. Like, people feel like they're drowning even on a ventilator. Like, they're having to restrain people that have this shit. It's because they feel like you're drowning even on a ventilator. You know, so, you know, I was looking at the hospitals in this state, they're the ICUs. So it's like if the number of cases spreads and people seek treatment, most places in the state, actually, except for this area. So I guess we're lucky in that regard. But all the rest of the state does not have enough ventilators or beds. Despite the fact that we had 2 years of lead time on this, I mean, because we fucking show on this. I mean, the U.S. government definitely knew about this shit. You know, have you guys seen the stuff about those senators that sold all those at those stock before?
Oh yeah, was it Burr and Loeffler and Feinstein and a couple other ones too?
I have to say, Fox News had a pretty what's his name? What's his name? Cucker. Tucker Carlson was like, Dianne Feinstein had to ask her husband, like, it kind of like, I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of agree with Tucker there. Like, you didn't know that you stole like $6 million worth of stock, you know, just like, whoops. You're a fucking U.S. senator. You know, your husband just mentioned in passing, oh, by the way, before the shit at the fan, we sold like $6 million worth of stock. No big deal, though. I mean, come on. It's insider trading.
I don't even understand why senators, I mean, I guess I do understand, but it doesn't actually make sense that we allow senators to fucking own stock in the first place.
Freedom.
They should, I mean, like, they're in a position to not only have access to all that inside information on what's happening, but they're also in a position to fucking
capitalize on it.
yeah, well, they're in a position to fucking influence the market.
Totally.
They can be like, oh, we can fucking drive this stock up if I pass this law, or I can kill this industry if I do this thing. It's like,
I mean, in the case of that one senator from Georgia, it was like she bought fucking stock in a fucking communications company before this all happened. It's like Citrix. They do like video conferencing and screen sharing, kind of like we're doing now. And it's like, oh, well, some other thing manages this for me. It's like, what? You know, like people, I mean, how fucking well, look, the president of the United States is still fucking the owner of a bunch of businesses. And those businesses, as we already know, are entirely fucking run by him. He hasn't, I mean, the amendments clause. I mean, he's fucking violated all of this shit. It doesn't matter. No one cares. The guy that does the ethics, like I forget what it's called, actually resigned when Trump came into office because there was just no point. There's literally like, they're like, okay, like he explained it, like, okay, with the Bush administration, we'd sit down and say, these are the ethics you had to follow and the rules you had to follow. And they'd be like, there'd be pushback. And the same thing with the Obama administration. With Trump, it was just like, we'll get back to you. Like, they don't give a fuck. So, I mean, if you have the president that does it and gets away with it, why would any senator give a shit?
Dude, how things have changed. They made poor Jimmy Carter sell his peanut farm.
Yeah. You can't have, you have some vested interest in peanuts while you're president.
Yeah, you might push through some pro peanut legislation. So sell your fucking farm, and now Trump just owns a number of fucking companies with subsidiaries and shit.
I'm glad that most of his shit is like hotels and casinos and shit that's being like really adversely affected.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun, at least. Yeah,
it's the Office of Government Ethics. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, they just gave it up. They're just like, eh.
I mean, they haven't given it up. The guy that the guy had been in charge of for like 20 some years just resigned. It's like there's no fucking point. I mean, Donald Trump is cozy up to a bunch of dictators. Like there's like a show on Netflix, like Dirty Money, that kind of explains how Trump's operated since the 80s. You know, when his daddy was bailing him out from the Taj Mahal fucking boondoggle in New Jersey. You know, I mean, in Atlantic City. We don't want to mention that city though. All the way to fucking cozying up to fucking dictators in Azerbaijan, a fucking Middle Eastern country, like a fucking landlocked state. Cozying up to in that country. First, the Russian oligarchs. He was trying to build his Trump towers in Moscow. The Trump doesn't really build anything, as we all know. He mainly just, you know, is an owner. You know, he licenses his name out. So it's like, if you can do that, I mean, look at all the money he's funneled to the fucking Mar-a-Lago. They have people that they doubled the membership fee to join. They've even promised that Donald Trump will pop into events, and he does. It's like, come on, dude. It's like you're just totally nakedly paying for access to the president. Like, oh, well, there's going to be a Super Bowl watch party, and Donald Trump's going to be there. I wonder if anyone's going to have some money to go to that.
We got to go to Brazil.
Oh,
that's where it's safe.
An even more corrupt country.
Bon voyage, TJ.
We got to go to Brazil. I heard Bolsonaro is going to die of the coronavirus pretty soon. So
cool. I look forward to his death.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Corona map, trying to find a safe haven somewhere.
Antarctica.
I'm like, where can we go? Yeah, Paul was right again. We got to go to Antarctica.
See, I've been on the forefront of this shit, dude.
Infection free.
Paul, you were damn, you know, if you'd started your cult, you know, you'd look fucking super prescient about now.
What do you mean if I had?
Yeah. I mean, if you had, because you obviously
I started my cult a long time ago, TJ. I'm just not stupid enough to be on the radar of everybody. That's how cults get fucking broken up.
Oh, okay.
You get on the fucking radar.
Yeah, Paul's not gonna have another Waco. Do you think he's crazy?
Gotta go to North Korea. They don't even have a dot. They just, if anyone gets it there, they just shoot them.
There you go.
I'm sure reporting in North Korea on this virus is, you know, really trustworthy.
I mean,
top fucking notch.
Like it's kind of funny because initially everyone's afraid, like, oh, Asia, but you know, places like Taiwan and Singapore have really backed down and really tried to track these cases and test a number of people and try to figure out how to stop the spread of this. Countries that you're seeing failing, like ours and Italy and China, were the countries that were kind of like initially like, there's no problem, nothing to see here.
Let's go to Chad.
Chad.
Chad's
yeah.
got nothing going on, dude. Look at it.
If we go to the middle of this fucking Sahara Desert, I guess we're free from worry about coronavirus.
I think I see a small dot in Chad.
No, there ain't.
Oh, there's only one person.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, Chad's the place to go. Wait a minute.
Ship that dude to Niger. Get him out of Chad.
I don't even see. There's none in the Central African Republic.
I'll send Paul to West Africa. He'll be fine there.
That's where it's safe. Wait a minute. Dr. Congo? Why the fuck's
Democratic Republic of
No,
Congo.
it's Dr. Congo, dude.
Congo.
Calling Dr. Congo, where you are the endangered species. Madagascar. Even fucking Madagascar has got cases. Was there just a dot in the middle of the ocean? Mayotte? God damn. Can't escape.
Dude, my Plague Inc. plan of going to Iceland fucking totally backfired. Iceland has a bunch of cases of coronavirus.
Yeah, your Plague Inc. plan sucked dicks.
I know,
buddy.
dude. It was like, I'm like, man, I'll be fucking fine. I'll fucking hunker down in Iceland.
Hunker down in Iceland. Nope.
What about Greenland? How's Greenland looking this time of year, TJ?
I don't know. Where is it?
It's above North America. It's that big landmass.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing all right.
Oh, Greenland's all right? There you
There's
go.
only 2 confirmed cases.
I mean, I can deal with 2. What about Iceland?
Iceland's not good.
Fuck, dude.
They got 568.
And they're like a tiny ass country. Yeah, there's no way, dude.
You got to go to Greenland. Greenland's the safe
When you
space.
play Plague Inc., like Iceland's one. If you don't start your plague in Iceland or like Madagascar, it takes fucking forever for it to spread there. And I'll tell you what, that game is bullshit now. This one spread there just fine.
Yeah, so Plague Inc. needs to get its shit together.
Yeah, they need to fucking update the software so like
Yeah.
Iceland gets hit like really hard, really fast.
Yeah, because look at Iceland. It ain't doing all that great. It ain't as isolated as they fucking made it out to be. They're trying to make it seem all cool.
Also, I would guess TJ probably in these African countries, they're probably just not testing extensively, so I don't think you're gonna be any safer there. Antarctica is our best bet. We need to find where that research fucking station is there. Take it over. We'll just do an armed fucking revolt. Just take it over, and then we'll be safe.
Go to Montana, dude. They only got 30 cases there.
They only got 3 people there.
Yeah.
There's like 30 people, so they're all infected.
Yeah, every single Montanan has it. I love it. Super awesome. Super fun.
The actual last state to fall in the Union was West Virginia. I mean, it's such a ass backwards place. They don't have much international travel. It's a depressed economy. Yeah, that was the last state to fall.
I spent some time in West Virginia and in Morgantown.
Really?
Yeah. When I was a kid. I was on a business trip with my dad. It's like a 3-week thing. And the thing I remember most about West Virginia is how thick the forest is. I'd never seen a forest that looks like you literally couldn't walk through it because the trees were so close together.
Wow.
It's insane.
And it's hilly.
I don't think I've ever been to West Virginia. I might have driven through it at some point.
I mean, we bordered it for a while.
Yeah.
Ohio is on the border of West Virginia.
But I don't think I ever actually went there.
No, I never went there.
Yeah. I went to Morgantown and I saw that fucking crazy house Falling Water.
Oh, that's right. We
Yeah.
talked about that in one of the episodes.
Well, that's all the coronavirus updates that I need for the week. So that's good. Got that out of the way.
Oh, you don't you worry, because
My corona.
it's spreading so fast now that this information will be obsolete by the time this is released. People will be like, "Oh, that was back when there was only 328,275 cases. Now there's 1.8 million."
Sweet.
I just can't wait till we hit 7 billion. 7 billion cases of coronavirus.
I think they said, if you just don't do it. I was watching a Thunderfoot video, and he was basically saying, like, at the rate that it fucking expands out, it basically, if you just did nothing, no fucking quarantine, no shit like that, it could spread across. It could go from one case to infecting the entire world in like 60 days. That's if you just do nothing and just say business as usual. Fuck the coronavirus. We just aren't going to address it.
I mean, probably the worst strategy to deal with it. I mean, I guess you could.
I've seen libertarians and conservatives and shit legitimately arguing for it. Like,
Well, I mean, if
We
they
just-
want the,
this is
Well, here's
ridiculous.
what
We're fucking up the economy over this fear mongering bullshit. We just need to let, if 3% of the population needs to die, 3% of the population needs to die. No reason to hold up the economy.
yeah, so let's say, well, I mean, that's all good and well if you look at it from that perspective, but let's think about this. So conservative manly man's hunting out in the woods, like society has decided to take the libertarian, point of view. He's out hunting. He trips and falls down a fucking hill, breaks his leg. Oh, I need medical treatment. Oh, there's no hospital you're gonna be able to go to. They're all overrun with coronavirus patients, and you're not gonna fucking go into the belly of the beast. So it's like, make yourself a sprint. I guess if everyone just wants to defend for themselves, that's probably the best strategy. But I mean, I think you're gonna have a lot more than 3% of the population dead. You're probably gonna have somewhere like between 10 and 20% of the population dead.
It's pretty crazy. Isn't it like near like 10% in Italy?
Yeah, but
It's like
the
crazy
thing is-
high fatality rate there.
Well, the theory on that is actually that because Italian families are so close that you have younger Italians going to have an aging population, anyways.
Right.
They have people going to these major metropolitan areas like Milan or Florence or Venice or Rome, and going back to these smaller towns, and obviously bringing the virus with them. Their older relatives gets infected, and of course they die or get very sick.
Yep.
So those aging populations haven't been doing too well. With our country, I think they're saying because the obesity levels are so high, and we don't know. I mean, we're not going to get answers on this coronavirus shit for years. People acting like there's going to be something tomorrow where it's going to be like, this is what you need to do. I mean, all I can tell you now is like, wash your hands, stay away from other fucking fucks. They're going to get you infected. I mean, we have no idea. I mean, scientists are working on it.
There's a couple of drugs I was reading about that have been successful in treating it. And the human trials on the vaccine have started. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, eventually there'll be a handle on it. I mean, probably 12 to 18 months from now, you'll all look back and laugh and go, the coronavirus.
And then everyone died.
I don't think we'll have time to look back and laugh because the biggest fear that I have is that now that this has become such a gigantic news story and a global thing, that it's just going to be one virus after the next now. It's going to be, every other year we're going to have another one of these
rolling pandemics.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows? I mean, I have. There's no evidence to suggest that, but it's definitely possible.
We're definitely going to be pretty fucking like after this corona shit is under control, whether that be in fucking 6 months or a year and a half or 2 years or however long the fuck that takes. Yeah. It's definitely going to be like, people are definitely going to be like pretty jumpy whenever any sort of new potential pandemic, because we were already kind of like that anyway. Like, what if this bird flu is the next pandemic? Okay, it's not. What if this SARS is the next pandemic? Okay, it's not. What if this H1N1 is the next pandemic? And it was, but it wasn't deadly enough to really be that scary. But every time one of these pops up now, it's just going to be like, holy shit, is this the next coronavirus? And
look what the Black Death did to people. I'm obviously a way worse pandemic.
Oh, yeah, way worse than this.
But just the fact that it changes the culture. Like, I mean, people, like, even if, like, let's just say best case scenario happens, a vaccine is developed or a treatment is developed, it's like, oh, it's no big deal. Only 0.001% of people die from coronavirus. It's totally treatable, blah, blah, blah. People are still going to be like you say, there's still going to be the panic around what could be the next one. There's still going to be people saying, even if there's not, like, there's the distrust that's created around just public life, and the fact that there's so many fucking more people on this planet, and this is so likely to just continue happening that there's no way it's not going to change the culture. I mean, social distancing will probably become a norm for a lot of people. Just the fact that it's like, I don't want to take a chance, even if there's nothing going on, even if there's not the gloom and doom stories. Like, do I really even want to get close to people? Because maybe we don't even know about what's going on. Maybe and obviously this also undermines credibility in governments to deal with it. The governments that haven't been good with dealing with it, like China, the U.S., I mean, that undermines the faith in these institutions even more, because we had, and especially in our case, in China, that's where it started. So they at least have something of an excuse. Like, it started there. They're in the epicenter of this, at least the beginning of the virus. Like, we had months of notice. The CDC knew about this.
I still
knew about this.
I still remember Trump being on TV and just being like, we got 15 cases. Pretty soon it's going to be down to 0 from 15. And now it's fucking 31,057, which is probably a fraction of the real number.
If you wanted to stop this, what would have had to happen is this. The minute they should have been checking out, they should either stop people coming from China, and they should have been checking people seriously, actually imposing quarantines on them, tracking everyone they had talked to, like doing what you're supposed to actually do when diseases break out.
They didn't even have enough tests. And then, by the way, the first test that America had for the coronavirus, they said was so bad it couldn't tell the difference between the coronavirus and water.
Because they developed a new test that made no sense. There's no reason for them to develop this new test, but they did.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Anyway,
it was stupid.
That concludes the Grease Trap. Thank you guys for watching and listening and all that bullshit. We'll see you next time. Unless we all die.